Is this how you imagine heaven? Well, it's waiting for you here at the Palms Casino and Resort while you can eat lobster buffet. As with true heaven, the trick is how to get in. There are horror stories of people waiting 4 hours and being turned away. Stay tuned to the end of the video when we reveal tips to guarantee your ascent. Welcome to Let's Eat Vegas, a guide to Las Vegas restaurants, buffets, and other eating establishments, showing you the good, the bad, and the delicious. Just minutes from the Strip, and free parking as well. The Palms is one of the few hotels left that's not charging for parking. The Ace Lobster Buffet used to be only available on Wednesdays, but due to its crazy popularity, they've now expanded to Thursdays. It's $64.99 a person for all the lobster you can eat. So this is a great deal. In fact, the best deal in town for lobster. But is it the best lobster? You can get your fill of all the lobsters your heart desires, one at a time. You get one whole lobster and one tail each time you go up. Here's a little trick to getting more lobster right away without waiting to finish your plate. There are 2 lobster stations, and you can put one lobster and tail pair on your table and go right up to the other station to get a second lobster and tail right away. We use this trick to immediately get 4 lobsters and 4 tails. One of us can't eat lobster, and so I was the happy beneficiary and got to eat all 4 lobsters and 4 tails. Today, a highly sought after luxury. But lobster was once peasant food and even given to people who were in prison because it was cheap and plentiful. Lobster is one of those things I crave and just have to have. I've loved it since I was a kid, right from the first bite. In fact, I still remember it being so good that my eyes rolled back in my head and all I could think of was the next time I was going to have it. And it's definitely a worthy contender for my last meal. With drawn butter, of course. This lobster is so sweet and juicy. The claws are delicious, but without a doubt, the tails are my favorite part. One time, a few years ago, the Palms used to have really great buffet food. It was right after the remodeling of the hotel when they first opened up the Ace Buffet. The fried chicken used to be amazing here, and when I saw it again today, I got quite excited, but it was nothing compared to what it used to be. Today, it was bland and soggy with no crunch to be found. Once it was as good as any fried chicken I've ever eaten at any buffet, but no more. I was disappointed with a few other dishes as well. The lobster seems to be the center of their attention, but as you'll see, there were many things we liked. One of those is the sea bass, which was very good and fresh. I loved the sauce. It was called pizza sea bass. Very fresh, no fishy taste at all, and perfectly cooked. It's hard to keep sea bass from getting overcooked and dried out on a buffet line, but they did a great job with it. The salads here were also fresh and very good. I particularly enjoyed the strawberry salad and the wedge salad. However, the Caesar was subpar and not a true Caesar. My first trip up to the carvery, I had a wonderful piece of roast sirloin. It melted in my mouth and was very well seasoned with a great salt and pepper crust, and excellent au jus as well. But the second piece was hard to cut and very chewy. The pork belly had a great crunch, the skin was really crispy, but the meat was dry and under-seasoned. The ravioli was good, but not great. I certainly would not come to the buffet for just the ravioli or the pizza, but maybe that's why they don't call this the ravioli and pizza buffet. The shrimp and cocktail sauce were very good, but I did notice the size of the shrimp was much smaller than it was the last time I was here a few months ago. The crab was just as good as the last time, and if you love crab as I do, this buffet is a great deal. They partially cracked the crab so it's easy to eat. The meat of the crab was sweet, fresh, and delicious. I was a little surprised they don't have much of an Asian section anymore. The Asian wings were bland and overcooked, with hardly any Asian flavor. The fried rice was flavorless, and the poke was nothing to write home about. The barbecue brisket was very good, smoky, fatty. The meat itself was tender and rich tasting. It didn't even need barbecue sauce, it was so good. I'm happy to see they still have a great smoked meat section. The one area the Palms has improved the most over the years is the dessert section. I really enjoyed the options they had. The lemon meringue tarts were great little bite-sized treats. The ice creams were good. I loved this Passionfruit Boba. It's such a surprise for your taste buds. Very refreshing, passionfruit curd, one of my favorite things in the world, and boba mixed into a delicious custard. And this strawberry cheesecake is a perfect end to a wonderful meal and really well made. It's so creamy and rich. And finally, the Creme Brulee, really good here. A nice crunchy bruleed sugar crust and a very rich, creamy custard base. How many lobsters can you eat? Please comment below. I had 8 lobsters and 6 tails, so it was certainly worth the price of admission. You can't go anywhere in this town and even get a good-sized lobster for $64, so this is an amazing deal. But what about the quality of the lobster? The whole lobsters have been frozen, so they're not quite as good as a fresh-caught lobster, but they're still amazing. The tails are wonderful, so delicious. They soak them in drawn butter, and they're great once you dip them in even more butter. They offer a spicy version of the butter as well, and I totally recommend it over the regular one. But then, you know how much I love my spice. As usual, this place was packed, but that just adds to the experience. Half the fun of going is the anticipation of getting in. It's comparable to an adult Disneyland. You wait in a line, then another line. Once you think you're almost in, the line winds around, and there's another hidden line. You finally get in, and your inner child is jumping up and down for joy. Many people come here and wait for hours and don't even make it in. So here's my tip for being one of the lucky people to enter the buffet and get your lobsters. Arrive between 10:30 and 11 a.m. to get your tickets for the buffet, which are sold at noon. The first 200 people with pre-bought tickets are guaranteed entrance at 2 p.m. I've met some people who arrived at the hotel as early as 6 a.m., but you don't need to arrive that early. Once you've prepaid, you're free to leave. Just be sure to get back by 1:30 p.m. to get in line for the 2 p.m. opening. This reduces your entire wait time to about 90 minutes, and you're assured to get in. So, as you can probably already tell, despite a few sour notes, we had a deliciously fun time at the Palms Ace Lobster Buffet, and we think you will too. I know we're all guilty of watching videos on YouTube and not subscribing. As a reminder, it's free to subscribe, and it really helps us bring you more videos. So please like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the notifications bell. It means a lot to us. Until we eat again, bon appetit.